On today's Public Eye News, a school bus crash in Ishpeming and the death toll from Florence rises.
Caleb has a preview of NMU homecoming games, and Adam Diaz has our upcoming forecast. Hi, I'm Samantha Carter.
And I'm Caleb Rydell. Welcome to Public Eye News. An Ishpeming school filled with children from Birchview Elementary was involved in an incident this morning. The Ishpeming police reported that no serious injuries occurred between the number 7 bus and a black 4-door sedan. The crash happened on the corner of Hickory Street and US 41 around 8 a.m. 2 students and the woman driving the sedan were taken to the hospital after the crash with no serious injuries. The school district is currently contacting the parents of the school involved in the incident, and those students are able to leave school for the day if necessary. The woman who has been hospitalized was 6 months pregnant. No other information is currently available on the crash. In October of 2017 in Dickinson County, Anthony Robinson Jr. lost control of his car and hit an embankment, causing his car to become airborne. The car then came down and struck a vehicle on Ludington Street going eastbound and caused that vehicle to go off the embankment and into a yard where they suffered injuries, but none that were life-threatening. Robinson fled the scene on foot and was later taken into custody in Marionette, Wisconsin, where he has since been sentenced to prison time, but has now been arraigned in Dickinson County, charged with delivery and manufacturing of meth, fleeing a police officer, and failure to stop at a scene of an accident. His preliminary exam is set for October 4th.
It's an election year, and as we approach the November ballot, discussion about ballot proposals is heating up. 12 of the UP's 15 county sheriffs, as well as several Marquette County police chiefs, are speaking out against ballot proposal 18-1, which would legalize recreational marijuana in Michigan. If passed, Michigan would be the first state in the Midwest to legalize marijuana for recreational use. UP Health System has terminated their letter of intent to purchase Dickinson County Health System. The letter of intent was signed in July, but was terminated yesterday afternoon. This is the second time a potential purchase of DCHS has fallen through. In December of 2017, Bellin Health System of Green Bay, Wisconsin signed a letter of intent to purchase DCHS. Bellin Health chose not to follow through with the deal due to sustained financial losses at DCHS.
Drones have been growing in popularity at extraordinary rates for the last several years. Commonly used for entertainment, drone technology is being expanded to be used for other applications. Environment regulators have stated that they will fly a drone over Lake Margaret in Crawford County, Michigan, in search of toxic chemicals that are threatening drinking water. The chemicals in question are from firefighting foam used at Camp Grayling military base near the lake. The Michigan Department of Environmental Quality is fitting the drone with an infrared camera that could see cold springs enter the lake. A lawsuit was filed by the Michigan Protection and Advocacy Service Monday against the Department of Health and Human Services. Governor Rick Snyder's administration is currently being accused of holding back records of abuse allegations at the Detroit Home for Boys. The home in question is the Paul Martin Home for Boys, which receives boys that have been removed from their homes by the state. Bob Wheaton, a spokesperson for Health and Human Services, has refused to make a statement on the withheld records. This has come after auditors for the state gave an awful review to the department's Child Protective Services. And after the break, we'll be back with your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Everybody has a body, and everybody is amazing. Starting from a single cell, you built a body that can grow, learn, and survive incredible things.
3, 2, 1, go!
New discoveries and advanced science give us an inside look like you've never seen it before.
That was amazing.
The amazing human body.
Tonight at 8 and tomorrow at noon on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. In the wake of Hurricane Florence, the death toll continues to rise. Today it has risen to at least 37 people. At least 29 of those deaths occurred in North Carolina. Governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, has asked evacuees to wait before returning to their homes and that the flooding is far from over and could get worse in certain locations. Roads remain dangerous, and some are still being closed for their first time as heavy rains cause rivers to flood as they drain toward the Atlantic. The woman who says Supreme Court Justice nominee Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her in high school is willing to testify before Congress. Last night, her lawyer told CNN she wants the FBI to investigate her claim first. CBS's Angelica Alvarez is on Capitol Hill with the story.
On Tuesday, President Trump expressed sympathy for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, who's facing a decades-old sexual assault allegation.
I feel so badly for him. This is not a man that deserves this.
The accusation comes from Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. The Senate Judiciary Committee has invited her to testify on Monday, along with Kavanaugh.
I don't know about the other party, but Judge Kavanaugh is very anxious to do it, and a delay is certainly acceptable. We want to get to the bottom of everything.
But Tuesday evening, Dr. Ford's attorney told CNN that she wants an FBI investigation first.
The investigation should occur before the hearing. The hearing should be as a result of the investigation. It shouldn't be a substitute.
Senator Chuck Grassley, the Judiciary Committee chairman, issued a statement rejecting any conditions, saying, quote, "Nothing the FBI or any other investigator does would have any bearing on what Dr. Ford tells the committee, so there is no reason for any further delay."
Some GOP leaders have expressed doubt about Kavanaugh's accuser. Some suspect it's part of an 11th hour effort by Democrats to derail his nomination.
What the Republicans are doing to her today is exactly why so many survivors do not come forward.
Senator John Cornyn rejected that criticism.
This is primarily to hear her, so if she's not planning on attending, then I don't know what the point of going forward would be.
Kavanaugh has categorically denied the woman's allegations. Angelica Alvarez, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Before applying for that next job, you may want to scroll through your social media pages first. A study shows more and more employers are going online to screen potential candidates. Hannah Doba explains why you should pause before you post.
So good. While scrolling through her social media pages,
I have Facebook, Instagram.
Khadijah Hall admits she has some regrets over posts in the past.
Hi, how are you?
Especially now that she's at this job fair looking for work.
Is there anything on here that you think, you know what, I never want an employer to see?
Yeah.
There is?
Yeah.
Like what? You don't have to show it to me, but like what?
Well, one time I cursed on Facebook.
Okay.
Whether it's pictures, videos, or posting that funny meme, chances of your potential boss seeing it are likely. A new study from CareerBuilder reveals 70% of employers are checking out a candidate's social media profiles during the hiring process. That doesn't only apply to those looking for a job. Nearly half still check up on current employees on social media, and a third of employers have reprimanded or fired a worker based on their online profiles.
I'm not thrilled that people use it to screen, but you have to be realistic in this day and age. When you put it out there, it's out there for the world to see.
And if you think not having an online presence at all could help, think again. Nearly half of employers say that if they can't find a job candidate online, they're less likely to call that person in for an interview. As for Hall, she's going back to some old school advice.
My mom always taught me, like, don't put your business out there. Like, you know, everyone doesn't need to know what you're thinking at all times.
Advice that may help her land her next job. Hannah Doba, CBS News, the Bronx, New York.
And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. This week on UTR, it's the Sunrise Side. We'll choose some cheese and pinconning, taste a new twist on an old beverage, take a riverboat ride up the awesome Au and stay at a beautiful B&B. Heck, we'll even buy you a delicious chicken dinner. This isn't under the radar, you just gotta see.
Thursday at 9:30 p.m. and Friday at 5 p.m. on Public TV 13.
Hi, and welcome back to your Weather Public Eye News. I'm your weatherman, Adam Diaz, and behind me is our gloomy NMU campus, but spirits are high during our homecoming week. Our current conditions are mostly cloudy, 57 degrees. Winds are east by northeast at 7 miles an hour. Barometric pressures at 30.10 and steady. Looking at tonight, we're looking at some showers, a low of 52, and winds are northeast at 6 miles an hour. Looking for tomorrow, there's going to be thunderstorms, the high of 61, and winds are east by northeast at 13 miles an hour. Looking around the UP, we're starting at Sault Ste. Marie at 63 degrees and partly sunny. 59 degrees and cloudy inside Manistee, 59 degrees and cloudy inside Escanaba. Menominee, we're starting at this 57 and cloudy. Moving over to Iron Mountain at 52 and cloudy. Iron Woods at 60 and cloudy. Holmes at 58 and cloudy. And Marquette's at partly cloudy at 57 degrees. Looking ahead, we're looking at Friday, the high of 61, the low of 41, and showers. Saturday, we're looking at the high of 62, the low of 45, and mostly sunny. And Sunday, we're looking at the high of 56, the low of 48, and partly cloudy. We're looking at a gloom week, but we're looking forward to high spirits at the Superdome on Saturday.
And hopefully it will be high spirits. Thank you, Adam. Homecoming festivities continue to roll on at NMU this week. The week's happenings will cap off with some big events in several sports disciplines. The NMU volleyball team will kick off these sports events this Friday by hosting Grand Valley State with a game time at 7 p.m. Volleyball action continues Saturday at 1:30 against Davenport. Following the conclusion of the volleyball game, the Wildcat action continues on the football field. The Wildcats host number 6 ranked Ferris State at 4 at the Superior Dome. Plan ahead now to support the Cats this weekend at the Vandement Arena and Superior Dome. The NMU men's soccer team has made program history for the first time since the program's inception in 2016. The Wildcats are ranked nationally in the third installment of this year's United Soccer Coaches Top 25 national poll. The Wildcats rank at number 22. The Wildcats currently sit at 4-1 overall and 2-0 in the GLIAC. Homecoming action for the soccer team takes place Friday and at 1 p.m. as the team has their final non-conference play against Viterbo University. After last weekend's game between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field, Packers coach Mike McCarthy does not think that Clay Matthews did anything wrong. The statement comes after several controversial roughing of the passer calls made by the officials that changed the flow of Sunday's highly competitive game with under 2 minutes to go. Matthews tackled Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins with 1:37 left in the fourth quarter, but following the play, a penalty flag was thrown by referee Tony Corrente. Corrente said he threw the flag because Matthews, quote, lifted Cousins and drove him into the ground, end quote. Well, Sam.
Sounds like you've got quite the controversy on your hands, and I have a story that's a little bit controversial in its own right. A Maine lobster pound is using a new method to make cooking their lobsters more humane. They're giving them marijuana. The owners say she put a test lobster in a box with a few inches of water before marijuana smoke was blown into the box. She plans to use the new method at customers' request, then build a larger tank to sedate multiple lobsters at one time. But that's all the time we have for you here today. We'll see you again tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.